to it, down to it. If you won't do it, you will do it.
Fuck is
If
you talking about,
better,
stupid?
You'll do better. Yeah,
we the best podcast period. You feel?
This is not fucking Snoop got a podcast now.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah.
What you talking about, dummy? You hear me?
Talk to him.
All my niggas up the hill. You hear me? Sure. What are you talking about, stupid? You dumb bitch. Stop bluffing, bitch. I love throwing these bitches.
Yeah.
No, we had some correspondence from the street end. We had one of our street correspondents in. Look at this nigga.
He did.
He can't even.
He did. He podcast with niggas once.
Your face is 49 of red.
That's Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet.
Oh shit, niggas is wilding. Is we gotta start the show.
Let's start.
I guess so.
Oh, what?
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Your podcast ain't thorough if you're not jamming to your own intro. I'm sorry. And if you a podcast that doesn't have an intro, drip.
You sorry.
Drip. Y'all need it. We'll talk about that in a minute. I've been working.
Nah. Hold on.
Oh,
Before we even start this shit,
because
drip is an ungrateful. You that shit. That's one motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, some off air shit. Shout out to Banks. That's my new nephew Banks.
I told you. That's the first thing. I'm half asleep. I gotta go to work. I got a broken toe.
Bitch, I got up from my sleep to send you a fucking message.
True. That happened. I'm guessing that happened. Was I around for this? I don't know.
No.
That's how mad he was.
This is all off air. And this sorry bastard gives me a thumbs up. Not even he didn't text me a thumbs up. You know when you hold the screen and you can choose which
right.
Yeah, I was like, I don't emoji. I was gonna send the heart.
I hate that, by the way.
That's not, you're not a fan of that shit?
Oh, what?
What did you say, Kyle?
Niggas liking text messages? I hate that. Hate it.
You're fine with it on like Instagrams?
Yeah, that's fine. That's how you supposed to do, niggas. Because I don't want to get goddamn blankety blank has liked your text message. Nigga, get out my face.
Facts. Big facts. Niggas is back. Niggas is black, except for
earmuffs.
That man. As always,
diversity.
The Black Rasslin. Facts. It's the Black Rasslin Podcast, giving y'all wrestling from a nigga perspective. As always, it's your boy Cal, represent rockthedub.com and Black Rasslin, but y'all already knew that shit. The squad's on the line. Please say what's good to the people, y'all.
You're IlFam79, your social media choice, aka Terrence Trent Darby Allen.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. That was Davis. This why you not a 90s baby. Because you don't know shit about no Terrence Trent D'Arby. Is all I'm saying.
Nope. You said that one right over my head. Yeah.
Exactly. You got that better be in the stats though.
Yep.
Yo, shout out to the dually. Shout out to everybody from the Discord. Shout out, you know what I mean? Everybody that sent in some shit we're gonna get to later.
Facts.
At Mav Damon, 1854. That's it. Oh, Zell, what's good? I'm shout out Zell. I'm gonna hold Zell down every podcast from here from henceforth. That's my nigga.
Nigga, me and Zoe got ready to get a bed soon.
A beer?
Yeah.
A beer.
A beer?
A beer.
I ain't know if you said bed
Oh,
or
bed.
bed.
Nah, bed.
You came into
A
this
bed?
podcast so fucking Merlin. And now you
A
questioning
bed?
how this man saying shit.
Because I ain't here. I couldn't hear. I'm sorry, Cal.
Yeah,
I ain't know
you
if you
gotta get
said
a
a
bed.
beer or a bed.
That's disrespectful. That's your
If
cousin
you said a
too.
bed,
Yeah, it's a bed.
when y'all gonna get a bed?
That's your goddamn
Right
cousin.
down somewhere
This your
around
cousin.
Roof 40.
Shot your goddamn cousin in front of you, Neil.
In front of you.
I ain't letting
Yo,
that
nigga
shit
said-
rock.
Nigga said MC8 was telling.
No, that's not true. It's not.
Tell in the movie
Nah, in life.
In real life.
on who?
On phone them. On phone them.
Oh, fuck me.
You good, Drip?
He don't know what's going on.
I don't know what these guys are saying, just listening for my name. Hopefully.
No, he's getting
I look-
I'm looking
I
up.
understand the words you're using. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not diversity day, so Drip don't know what the hell's going on, right?
Like what? They saying earmuffs. Whole show earmuffs.
I'm gonna look up to
At this point, we just got a signal for him to take them off. Just,
When you can
Facts.
listen. When you can listen.
Whole show earmuffs is a good possible title for the episode too, I think. Anyway, Davis, where you at? You gonna say what's up? Or you just gonna sit there? Because I mean, you on screen right now. I feel weird playing like you ain't here.
No,
'Cause you
but
right
he's
there.
not. He's not though.
That nigga's right. He is right there.
I don't
I'm
see him.
here, but I'm statting in the trap. This episode, I'm providing stats whenever you guys need
It's
them.
every episode.
all right.
This time live without,
Yeah, it normally it's been yelling at Davis, so when he listens to it in the future, he knows what the fuck to do. But now we're it's either I've been drinking too much or we just fucking old. But we need stats on. We just need the goddamn stats live. So yeah, Davis is around. You see him, but you don't really see him. Whatever. Before we get in,
to see like a ghost. Is that what you're implying?
Davis.
That's
See,
funny.
Hey, you because you white.
Davis.
Yes, bird, friendly go.
Davis. You can't make too many ghost jokes though, because at some point
Hey,
it's just gonna come back to haunt you. And I'm not even trying to make a pun.
Somehow, Ghost is going to switch to spook and it's going to get real.
Facts. God damn it.
He just tucked right in. I'm out of here. I'm out. I will not be associated. I will not be associated with you, spook. I mean, the word spook.
Jesus.
Oh my!
Before we get into anything, Maffin mentioned something, and I know Davis has got a corner of the pod. We not our podcasting culture world, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't want to talk about that. But y'all had Eve on the show recently, and so I was listening to y'all pod, and I said, you know what? Let me go check out what the squad at the Black Announce Table was talking about this week, right? And always entertaining podcast. How they get away with a lot of the shit that they do on the pod, I don't know. But I have a question. Well, actually, I have a comment. And this is not any insecurity, I promise you. How these niggas spent like 7 minutes talking about bald niggas on the podcast?
No.
you offended?
I'm not. I'm just confused.
No, because
I'm confused.
What happened? He was because he cleaned it up earlier last week.
Did he?
He was talking about young bald niggas. Shorty was 26.
He mentioned it on the pod that if you're 26, 27, but it's not like this the first time I've seen
Old niggas.
bald shade from them. We're men of a certain age. Niggas ain't got hair.
You about to cut a promo.
I'm not cutting I just want to know what's going to happen at the pod whenever the world is back together at the pod brunch. I don't shout.
It's gonna be a brawl.
Shouts out Emilio Sparks. Shouts out to this Rassle Rap podcast hat. I may not be wearing any hat at the pod brunch. I might not want to wear a hat, and I'm gonna sport a baldy because that's what I normally rock around with. Are they gonna be talking shit when I go to the pod brunch?
Cal, you have to understand. In stature, you're not a small guy.
I forgot. I'm an OG. I don't. But come on. I'm gonna hit somebody. I'm. Look. But my thing is this. But no. But this is because this is that's not what's gonna happen. This is at the pod brunch. At the pod brunch, Fam is gonna be at the bar.
Fam is gonna be under the bar.
Math is gonna be running around in the parking lot crazy.
I'm not buying but one drink wherever we go. I'm buying one drink.
Davis
coming out my pocket, champ.
Davis is gonna be with Banks, trying to figure out.
Look like Crockett. Look like a Crockett.
He gonna be with Banks trying to figure out. He gonna be with Banks trying to figure out what that shit smell like. If y'all understand what I'm talking about. So at some point, I'm gonna be around.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna be around Eve and Cody. If they say bald something and I get offended and I start swinging, I'm not y'all gonna fight these niggas after the fact. I might be on the ground like these and shit. Like we don't know what's going on. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. Salute to the delegation. Salute to the Black Announce table. I just want to know what type of action am I walking into? Because I'm a bald nigga. I'm a bald old nigga, but I'm a bald nigga.
So I think it was the premature baldy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? He was and we aren't competing over what Eve has egregiously referred to recently to as coochie.
Coochie. That's an old nigga term.
He's been using coochie quite a bit.
That's an old Davis. Have you ever had some coochie, Davis? Did you ever walk out of a woman's house and be like, yo, I that was some great coochie?
I thought
I ain't never had no coochie. Banks, yo, that coochie was fly, yo. I can't, but you ain't never said no shit like that.
You said coochie. This is a house. This is not no cell. This is a house phone you talking.
You have not said coochie in your life.
No pinky out. Coochie don't go into no cell phone.
Yo. I thought that was the old term, but I thought trim was what they used. Like any
trim?
No, we're not that old. That's like
trim.
That old. Yo.
That's my uncle's.
Understand.
That's like niggas that used to perm their hair. Like
facts.
Vietnam era.
White, look
coochie is fucking hilarious.
But like the nigga even using it like referring to like if a nigga not tough, like that nigga coochie. I was like
coochie. Yeah, that's a little off, right?
That's not accurate.
I enjoy the use of it. I enjoy the use. It's innovative.
I enjoy their energy. I mean, I say all this to say, shouts out Black Announce Table. I don't listen to a lot of, no disrespect to anybody in the space. If it's not us, I don't really listen to a lot of y'all other ones. It's not disrespect.
Oh, no, I mean from us. from us.
I don't have the time to do all of that, but shouts out to Black Announce Table. Shouts out to black folks doing dope shit this week. I wanted to give a couple of shout outs. Actually, I forgot one. I'll mention him first. Actually, I'll mention him last because that'll be a perfect segue. I watched Leo Rush cut a promo on whatever the United Nations wrestling show that be on every week now. He's got blue hair, like real blue hair, but he's doing the Leo Rush baldy WWE types, and I love it. I'm glad that because the conversation. I'm just talking about work, but the conversation I had with Leo about a year or so ago, we spoke a lot about how he was actually kind of nervous about his promo shit. So to see him now have the confidence to leave the WWE and be able to still turn up with that shit, I really appreciate that. I salute to that. Hopefully the Super Black J Cup is prosperous for him, but we'll see. Also, Leon Ruff. That's my man's name.
Yeah.
Double cheeseburger.
Who was it? Let me give a shout out to whoever was in the Black Rasslin Instagram comments. If you're not following Black Rasslin on Instagram,
Cal, wait a second. You got a live stat man, and you still stat check.
He over here looking for
What's that?
coochies. What I'm saying.
What's his name, Davis?
Coochie.
All right, fam.
He said, "What's his name?" What was?
Well, I was looking up Leo Rush. He is in the Super J Cup. His first match is against El Fantasmo.
Who?
Yeah.
El Fantasmo. He was
Another one of these second generation what's the names? Luchador niggas.
Yeah.
he's a white guy from Canada. So
Huh?
No,
He's a white guy.
is he fully white?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You said Sami Zayn?
He's in terms of El Generico, like
I mean, no. El Fantasmo?
he was born in Vancouver, British Columbia. Riley.
Chris Jericho?
Ooh, oh.
See, this is hold on. See, this is the thing. I mentioned this last week.
Chris Jericho?
No. I
El
mentioned
Fantasmo.
I mentioned what you're talking about last week. So let's just add this shit out, right? Let's add out. We had an off-air conversation.
We who?
Me, you, and my cousin. Brother
Okay.
Fam, for y'all that don't know, for you new motherfuckers that don't know, Brother Fam is my fucking cousin.
What was the
Cal is
conversation?
too, but still. Anyway,
What was the
Just
conversation about?
fam, ill fam is good, fam, all that.
Don't use his government though,
Do not use
especially if you don't know
his
this man.
government
I don't even use his government. I've been talking
That's not a
we've been in
fact.
conversation for a minute, but
no shots.
no shots at all.
We had a conversation about
Jordan.
White luchadors?
no, the undisputed era. Right?
The white boys.
And everybody asks why we don't like them, right? And
Yes.
Cal said something like, "Yo, it's not that I don't like them. I've seen this shit for 30 years."
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
I've watched pro wrestling before, right?
I've seen every iteration of everybody in the undisputed era.
The white
And
man
you
with the
still
long hair.
pushing- and I ain't even gonna go there though, but you still pushing the exact same person to the same levels.
Facts.
When we've watched, you got cats on every show. Like it's AEW Dark is all black people.
Mm.
You got NXT black people. You got segments of Raw. You got whole hours of a show that's been on for 50 years.
The black
Showing
wrestlers.
all black. Come on, fam. But you still pushing the exact same people I seen in the 80s.
El Fantasmo.
This is why we having these conversations. This is why he says, "Oh, you mean Chris Jericho?
I mean, it's all the same to me.
You mean El Generico?" This is why we having a conversation, because I've seen this. This is why I said, "Yo, when you sit down, I thought Nick Aldis
Who?
and Drew McIntyre was the same person." That's not even shade. I did. That's legit.
Yeah. One of them had
the same. Like, oh, they
literally one of them has more hair. That's literally
That's it.
Hey yo, the ill part is El Fantasmo broke in with Kyle O'Reilly.
I didn't even need to know that, but I probably already knew that.
But the dope wrestlers, I'm not even talking black. I'm talking
Right.
period. You don't even push them. The niggas that's different. So me personally, I like Aleister Black. You've taken Aleister Black way out of his zone.
They don't because they don't like him. Vince isn't high on him.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna start doing 11,000 super kicks
11,000, right? You're right though. You're right.
and a couple
11,000
Canadian
might be
destroyers. He gonna rename them to like the Pearl River Plunge or some bullshit like that, and y'all gonna love it. I seen that shit before. This is why I'm not on it. This is why I don't fuck with the Undisputed Era. I seen Shawn Michaels. He was trash.
Talk about it. Shouts out what was it, the 23 year anniversary of the Montreal screw job?
No, he had to go. He start talking crazy.
Nah, it's all facts. It's all factual. It's all factuals. This is why when you sit down and watch Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho come along, you're like, oh shit. First person you compare him to is who?
The other white guy with the long blonde hair. Kyle O'Reilly.
Come on, fam.
Fucking
my bad. Let's get back to the show. Fuck all
Gangrel. But yeah, shouts out Leon Ruff, or as Menace 013 on Instagram said, the Wish version of Kofi. He looked kind of like Leo to me though, but I'm not. How much does this nigga weigh?
That nigga looked like Cheeseburger spent a week and a half at the gym. That's why his name is Double Cheeseburger.
Double cheese.
Shouts out to that gif of this man with the
nigga McDouble.
The belt was on and he raises his arms and then
it went down.
He's the new
ones down Curtis Bay. Never mind.
He's not been. I apologize. I've not really been watching NXT like that. He's been on for a minute, or like this is like the first.
He's been driving.
You say he's been in Europe, right?
I remember a couple of weeks ago he had I'm looking up right now, but he faced Velveteen Dream on TV. I believe.
He just legit got signed.
He's had a few matches on NXT and 205 Live in the last couple months.
But he legit just got signed.
Officially, yeah.
But he's been jobbing for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, hey, regardless, it looks like our audience is loving the fact that Leon is out here. So shouts out to him. Shit.
Yeah, shout out to Buddy from he's from the home of the tribal chief. Both of them from Pensacola.
Oh, word.
I thought you was gonna say Severn.
That's when you need to cut his mic. His new mic. This nigga in his armpit.
Lay me.
Yeah, where's she at? She ain't even coming.
There you go. Had to go. No, he had to go.
Yeah, it's egregious. This
nigga look like Spaceballs. Yo.
Facts. That's what it sounded like. The third nigga I wanted to shout. I hate
earmuffs.
Shouts out Ricky Starks only because when it was time for him and Brian Cage to attack Darby Allin, this nigga had the see-through black flowered shirt. He had on his church pants, no socks.
No socks.
He was about to beat this man up and then go to the club. Like, where was Ricky going?
Listen,
he had some coochie. It was some coochie waiting for him.
Lined it up.
That was
that's the phrase right there.
Lined up.
Coochie lined.
No. Lined it up.
Got some coochie lined it up. She waiting out in the whip. That's crazy. That's crazy.
This real quick. Because last week, shout out to Mary
put
Lockhart.
that Nike tape on. I'm gonna take you there when I get there.
Lockhart showed up dressed like me from a few weeks back.
Get him out of
here. To him though. Then Leo Rush shows up, calls himself Poseidon, Mr. Drip Drip.
You got that off. You got that one off.
Jay White posts a picture. Future IWGP Heavyweight Champion Jay White.
A white man, right?
Yes.
Okay. He got long hair.
Yep.
Fam.
Okay.
Fam.
Just making sure.
Get him out of here.
Picture. I say drip approved. The next he reposts a picture with the hashtag drip blade. And now we got
he stole your shit. And that also sounds crazy.
Blade was dripping.
Did you say drip blade?
That's what he did. That's what he said.
Sam had a comment. He's the switchblade. But I'll say this: Ricky Stark.
The drip of Blade is crazy.
I'm out of here. Y'all
But Ricky Starks, since he's shown up in AEW,
Nigga, at least put your camera on if you're gonna be giggling and cackling on the shit, crying and shit. Get yourself together, nigga. Get yourself together, nigga. What you doing? What are you doing? I'm about to go through this whole bottle of wine, and I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. I'm sorry.
He's been dripped out every week, as Cal just mentioned. When he showed up in AEW week, and like before, he's dressed up like, Rock after he left the Nation with the Versace shirts type, shoes, no socks.
He looks like The Rock. He reminds me of The Rock.
He has that.
He's got that swag. Yeah, he's got that swag.
That's all I say. So shout out to Ricky Starks for, carrying on the drip legacy. And
I was gonna say something, but then you said drip legacy. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, is his fit drip approved?
I gotta look up the he's had a few where they have been, but I gotta look at
this nigga styling. Look at this nigga styling.
Oh, is he now Suku? He's that's what you doing, Cal. You've made you change him from stat guy to soup.
I did that. I did. They on the podcast talking about some coochie. They're not talking to the people. I didn't. Nah. Peace to soup. I don't know nothing about none of that. These mans was out there talking about some coochie. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know what you're referring about.
Okay. All right. You don't know.
Oh man, this
podcast is amazing. But speaking of Ricky Stark, speaking of attacking a motherfucker when you about ready to go handle something, AEW Full Gear was this past Saturday. I tried.
Who won?
I don't even want to mention the win-loss ratio on the predictions because I feel like I might haunt the whole podcast.
No, don't mention it.
Just say it ended even.
Yes, correct. There was no winner. We all finished the race at the same time. I didn't make it through the whole.
Did you enjoy anything?
Did I enjoy anything on Full Gear?
Yeah.
From what I saw?
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Define enjoy.
Enjoy? It was good. It was good. It was good pro wrestling. I don't know if I enjoyed it
at all.
And not from what I seen. No.
Cause
I ain't see nothing.
You stuck to the script.
I respect it. I do respect it. It's a Saturday. I tried to watch that shit on a Wednesday. It just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening.
Wait a second. This motherfucker was home like all of us. We were all home.
Was I home Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, we were watching Clemson Notre Dame waiting for Chappelle.
That's right. That's right.
That's when them niggas stormed the field. And
that's when the COVID went around. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
And now they confused. I saw the one boy on TV. He said, "Oh man, everybody else was going down. I figured I ain't been around these motherfuckers like this since March." And then his homeboy pop up sick, and now everybody on quarantine. And all these kids is going to Thanksgiving. They're going home for Thanksgiving next week.
They don't live here.
You better put all the white parents, white college kid parents. You better put them up in the hotel.
Yeah,
Notre Dame and Notre Dame, both of them.
all of them. Whole squad. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I've not been a big fan of AEW, so it's hard to say that I enjoyed a lot of it. But Matt, you watched the whole show though, right, man?
Yeah, I watched from mid. When I turned it on, it was mid Omega Hangman Page.
No,
He said when I turned it on, it was mid.
It was mid.
All right. Am I tripping? Because I saw.
Oh, you probably tripping, but you probably right.
No.
No, you probably tripping. And
No,
right.
math.
I'm listening.
Hangman Page outside. Kenny Omega does the usual, and then he runs, hits the ropes, and then does the
Terminator. Raza the Terminator.
He does the flip over the top rope. It's the same flip though, but they had 3 different camera angles for that flip.
That's one of his signatures, man.
Then why do I need to see the shit 3 times when I see it every week when this?
Watch the Kenny Omega match.
Yeah, and I don't fucking care about that shit.
Spam signatures.
So
that shit is dumb.
This is the thing.
Signatures.
This is the thing.
Say it.
Kenny Omega matches aren't
good,
bad. They're not bad at all. Like, it just depends on where we are.
What you mean? Wait, what do you mean by that?
So when I'm watching Full Gear, I don't have the Okada feel.
Why?
I'm not wrestling Okada.
Because it's too.
No, it's not. It's not just Okada.
But a New Japan crowd is quite different.
It's not even a crowd. Deal. It's just the feeling of, like, I don't understand shit in your promos.
Wait, are you saying that Kenny Omega has better matches when his opponent is Japanese? You think he's that into Japan that he can only put on a 5-star with a Japanese dude?
I think he's that into Japan, but
it's that environment that
it's something about the style of the style of wrestling.
Question really quick, is there such thing, because when people come over to the E, even from the indies, from New Japan, they say that there is a specific WWE style.
There is, yeah.
Yes,
there is.
Do we think there has been, and this is, I mean, we're over a year into it now, is there an AEW style?
Yes.
No.
Indie wrestling?
Yes.
It's just indie.
No, it's
not
style.
There's not a particular AEW wrestler. How can there be a style?
It's a style. It's reason why I say it's a style is the reason why Drip is upset with FTR.
But wait, what? The one thing that stuck out to me when I was watching the promo package for FTR and the Young Bucks, it was something Taz said. They pointed out, and it's a thing they always point out in a lot of these storylines. It's they've been feuding. We're going to get into this conversation that I was going to save for later, but fuck it. They've been feuding since before AEW, which you can't help because these are all a bunch of indie motherfuckers. But I think it's hard for me to say there's an AEW style when I'm not even sure who the AEW star is.
Understood. But it's everybody comes from a specific place. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes. And maybe that's the biggest part, but I think it becomes a problem when you really start to think of, okay, AEW, they're doing a lot with a lot of talent that's not being used or being underused, or that they think they can, breathe life into in AEW. And I can't think of, it's a question Brother Fam mentioned off air. The way Fam phrased it was, does AEW have, who is their AJ Styles? Who is homegrown's probably not a good use of term, but like term to use, but who is that person that AEW has really made? Who is that star that they've really taken in the last year and really made them? Because I say this because I thought it was funny. Again, I've not really been watching Dynamite. I thought it was funny that the whole storyline, the whole phrasing between Cody and Darby was, is Darby the face of TNT? Is he? Is he now because he has the title?
I would say he's on his way. I think that the folks that are possible. Oh, I'm getting nasty feedback somewhere.
I don't know what that was.
But what I think the folks that are on their way is a Hangman Page.
We'll talk about him in a sec.
A Darby Allin.
The people they're pushing. I feel the people they're actually actively building.
Yeah, but also if not necessarily yes, the people they're pushing, but the people who you can see their star ascending. You can see them niggas. You know what I mean? To quote the young niggas, you can see them going up. And it's like when they're on TV, you know it, and it changes things. So I think those guys right now are the guys who they can kind of claim AEW as home, even though we've seen them other places. Right. I think them where they are, they're making their bones there. Pause.
So, excuse me. If we're just a question, so if we're 2-3 years down the road and Kenny Omega is still in AEW, is he not what the question was? Is he not that person?
No.
Why not?
What you say? Who?
Kenny Omega?
Not that person? Is he not the person?
Omega?
Is he not there? Yeah.
No. Kenny Omega was made in New Japan.
Oh, or something like that.
Kenny
I
Omega
think
became Kenny Omega in New Japan,
right?
Especially with them 18-star matches out there, the Meltzer stars. He's already there. He's an OG,
right? Already?
Yeah,
gotta be. He's at least. Never mind. I was going to say something wild, so let me stop myself.
Women, right?
I'm sorry.
He is booking the women.
Everybody's booking themselves.
In terms of like how like Randy Orton's an OG right now, Kenny Omega's that in AEW.
But no, go ahead.
Well, I would say we talked about this earlier that AJ Styles, again, he's most known for starting in TNA. He wrestled in late era WCW when on the verge of dying and a few indies back then, but he's mostly known for being in TNA.
That's where his name was made.
Exactly. So you're trying to say who will make their name in AEW,
or who has? I mean, who really? I'm wondering.
That's what we're trying to figure out. And like I said, Orange Cassidy, while he was that gimmick, he had the whole gimmick on the Indies. Was that known until AEW? Is what I'm saying. Like, did people know about AJ Styles until TNA? About MJF and Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, etc. You know, they've all been Lucha Underground, MLW, Evolve. You know, lower tier places, but still relatively known indies if you're a big wrestling fan.
My only comment to Orange Cassidy specifically is it's only because, and I've said on this, if shouts out to anybody who's been listening to the pod for the last 197 episodes. When we started on this road of what the fuck is an AEW, I said I'm gonna try. I want to try and understand as much as I can. And I remember the whole fucking promo video with the contract and the blender and the oranges and all this shit was in there. And I said, what the fuck is that? And then I heard Dave Meltzer say, oh, well, this nigga, who knows this motherfucker's going to work? The people online like, oh, I can't believe da-da-da-da. But Orange Cassidy was Orange Cassidy when he walked into AEW. AEW definitely... I'm saying in terms of the man and the character, it's not like we didn't. It's not like he changed it all. It's just the fact that he got exposure. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's not a lot of people who the first time I saw them or the first time I heard of them was Dynamite, and now like I'm not convinced even that Darby Allin is that guy.
So the difference though is when because these guys are on the way, and I did fail to mention Orange Cassidy, but I would put him in that same bunch of folks. The fact is, well, not necessarily the fact is, but what I believe is going to be the case is when these niggas become themselves, because they're on their way now, but I still don't think they're there.
Right.
But I think when they reach their first level of like, okay, this guy is a guy. As far as like wrestling stardom, like mainstream niggas, like layman wrestling fans, I think they're gonna know
What
these
does
niggas
layman
as
mean?
regular niggas.
I knew that was going to be the question immediately.
Sorry.
But I think like not the super nerdy niggas, right?
Right.
But like,
right.
I think they're going to all be known as AEW guys for the rest of their careers.
That's a fact, and I mean a lot of that is because you could buy merch and fucking toys and shit. But I feel you're not wrong there. But it's for me, it's really hard to see who. Especially when, because a lot of these niggas is the same motherfuckers they were before they got there, which is the other problem. Like it's nobody's really had like some mass transformation. It's just we're in AEW, we get to really turn up now weekly on TV. I don't know.
So,
go ahead.
Excuse me, shit. So people like Rusev, partner
Yes.
Miro,
Who?
exactly.
Mhm.
Jesus' partner. So people like them, I say Miro. I know it's a lot of talk about Ryback coming into AEW.
Really?
And hurting niggas.
That's terrible.
So people like them who came from WWE, who are now in or possibly in AEW, if they become a mainstay, what are do you still consider them WWE talent?
I think it depends on. I think it depends on the level of success. Like if Miro can go to AEW,
Never gonna happen, but
I'm just saying, like if somebody can go to AEW and have a better career, like if they did more with Pac,
yeah,
I could see Pac being somebody that's like, like right now, I remember him being in WWE, but I think I appreciate what he's been able to do more outside of WWE.
Right.
But you would need to be that level of performer and get, those, because he also had a win streak going on for a minute. Yeah. So, they would have to lay that groundwork to say, oh shit, not that you don't remember the WWE stuff, but you're so into the AEW stuff, you don't think about that time when they were up in Stanford. And it's hard for them to do, which is, it goes to my next point. So and we mentioned it last week, it was more than likely going to be Kenny Omega winning.
Fact.
And we're probably, and at the end, I saw the end. And I know Kenny Omega came to the ring, and him and Jon Moxley, they talk back and forth or whatever. But what are we doing with Hangman Page now? Because I think he's not in a rut, but I think they haven't figured out how to get him past being somebody's homie.
See, I don't think what I was so. Let me preface this by saying, I'm the wrestling guy who understands wrestling, but I'm gonna give you a take where.
Wait, what am I then?
No, you understand wrestling, but you don't. I'm still within the fantasy.
Oh, I got you.
So I'm gonna give you a fantasy. No, Drip. I'm being real.
This is the breakdown of because part of the reason that Math is so emotional is because Math is so emotional, I should say, he gets wrapped up. This is why we would have the beef about Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, because he's trying to be in the story and get lost in the suspension of disbelief, which is what I mean. It's what we should be here for. You want to watch this to escape and get lost.
Fact.
My problem is, I'm such a pessimist and I'm such a realist that it's hard for me to separate that shit a lot of the time. So I appreciate him for that. I can't.
So if I were to look at wrestling for what it is, I'm never gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So you
saying that's why I don't enjoy it?
I'm not saying anything.
It sounds like that's what you're saying.
Let me just say this real quick. I agree with. I'm kind of like in Cal's boat most of the time of being pessimistic.
But that's
No, but I'm saying like it's the way like I like knowing the behind the scenes of
no.
a movies and TV when you know when you find out a movie's bad, like you want to know more about it, like what made it fail, and then when one's good, you get all like, oh, so this is how it's done and all that. So wrestling can be the same way, like you want to know who's booking it and who's getting pushed, who's not getting pushed, and that makes sense. And like, you see,
I think what happens here, right? Mm-hmm. What happens here is that niggas don't check movies the way they check wrestling. And when I say check, I mean
facts.
Like,
that's a fact.
If a movie is not, I guess, like if you get halfway through the movie and you don't know what's happening and you can't call it, you're not going to say, "Oh, this is trash."
This is trash.
I've said this before. A great deal of what happens with wrestling fans is they fantasy book.
Yes.
And when it doesn't go the way they think it should,
it's bullshit.
It's trash, right? But if they're correct in where they went, it's too predictable. So there's almost no quenching that thirst.
So, because I'm gonna be honest with you, the whole thing for me watching is, all right, I think that this shit is gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm ready to try to guess the next thing, because when I start living in this realm, it's no point for me to watch it because I don't give a shit. Like I really don't give a shit. Not
totally giving a shit is not fair, because there's shit that I like and you're talking about you, but you're using me as an example.
No disrespect.
No, none taken. No, but I will. The only times where I really feel like I'm in it, like I was when I was, a 90s baby watching pro wrestling on Fox.
When you were living in the 90s.
When I was living in the 90s, right?
Understood.
A Roman Reigns. A lot of Sasha. Like good storytelling will always get me. And that's what I love. TV, love movies, and I want that for pro wrestling. My problem is always it's twofold. One, especially WWE, they're not good at keeping up with the stories they start
at all.
And because go ahead.
I think because they are willing to cut bait, like they'll be like, this ain't going right? But then there'll be certain things that they will build for months and months and months. And WWE has the shortest amount of leeway of anyone.
No, 100%, because they're in the biggest spotlight.
Right, and they've been doing it the longest, so we've been more familiar with their wins than anyone else. So we don't give them as much chain to hang themselves with. So what happens is when they do something long term, if it isn't, it's kind of like that Kevin Hart joke when he said, "Man, when I tell my kids to do something, I want them to do it how I pictured them doing it."
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And it's when niggas, I've seen WWE do long-term booking, and niggas be like, "That was whack." Oh, they tried to go back to when they was, nigga. That's the long-term booking we've been asking for.
You're not wrong. But I it's perfect example. Avengers.
I'm gonna be big drunk by the time we finish this one.
I'm already.
So much.
Marvel was able to take an Avengers storyline and let that run through multiple films for 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. That was the first 3 phases. If in another 10 years or however long it takes to get to another 3, if that buildup is noticeably whacker than what they did, you question it. Now, mind you, there were year-long storylines all the time. Like,
What?
the yellow and red white dude and Macho Man Randy Savage. That story. And it's not just that's a great pro wrestling story. That it's just a great story. You feel what I'm saying?
Television was very different then.
Of course, but
a section of an hour to tell that story.
But AEW is trying to do this, I think they still, because I'm not convinced that Eddie Kingston, because I don't know what Eddie Kingston did on again. I don't really watch Dynamite, but after
before wrestling, I was like, sell drugs.
Facts. He was selling shit off the truck.
I'm out of here.
So,
he was at the Urban Wrestling Federation. They was in Urban Wrestling Federation with fucking Petey Crack and all them niggas. What I'm supposed to assume they was doing? They was just wrestling while these niggas smoking L's and fucking cooking crack in the background.
Them niggas was pitching gems.
But I sell drugs to the community.
I'm just, my thing is, I don't. AEW's had BTE running forever. I still am not convinced that what happens on BTE has any bearing on the show. And they try, but part of it is you only have so much you can do in the time you're allotted. But with social media, with the YouTube, with all this shit, if you're a good storyteller, you should be able to weave that shit. And WWE has a whole network, and they really can't. They've not been able to get it right.
So this is
at all.
My question. I know I'm not sure if you watched a lot of it. I know Cuz did. I know I did. NWA. Not sure about you watching it, Davis.
He wasn't allowed.
How do you feel? Right, he wasn't here yet. NWA Power. Pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were talking about that. I was like, no, I didn't watch. You think I'm gonna watch Billy Corgan wrestling? Fuck no.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't watch any of Power?
No.
Are you serious?
I want to watch Nick Aldis, James Storm. No.
You didn't watch Ricky Starks?
No, so that's the thing. So when he showed up, I'm like, who's this guy? And then I'm like, oh, I was impressed after.
No, it was actually dope.
Life is full of twists and turns.
I'm not gonna watch again. Nick Aldis, who TNA guy, it didn't work. I'm not gonna watch James Storm, who only went there because WWE didn't want him.
But you watched the Undisputed Era.
Do you really want to do this right now? Look.
Oh, my bad, Cal. Go ahead, get back.
Well, no. Because you was the reason we got on this tangent was because of Hangman Page, and I think that you wanted to. I'm trying to understand.
I think it's still Hangman Page, because we were having a conversation about Kenny Omega being heel, we were having a conversation about heels and faces.
Facts. Right. Well, yeah, spurred by another conversation. Right.
And if Kenny Omega is heel or if he's face.
Well, real quick, actually, everything we're talking about is in the same Venn diagram, because it's all you in terms of like who's there. AJ Styles. I think it's Darby Allin. I think it's Hangman Page. What's next for him? Those two probably feud for the TNT title. That's probably going to happen within the next couple weeks. And in terms of predictable storytelling, Mox versus Kenny Omega was that last Full Gear. You guys went to that. That's been a year in the works of this rematch. That wasn't a sanction match. This one will be, because it'll be for the AEW title.
Was it a year in the works?
Yes. No. Subtly. It was, what happened after that is Kenny Omega became a tag team wrestler, and Jon Moxley went on to then win the AEW World title. So now that Kenny Omega is getting back to the cleaner, Jon Moxley still holding.
But I think that's a pivot. I think him getting back to the cleaner. I think the thing that they got in when they got into this, they all sat in that room. You know what I'm saying?
What room?
With
the white man room where they make the decisions. We never been there before.
It was a Ouija board, and they were trying to conjure the spirit of Dusty Rhodes in there.
Facts. A whole urn.
And they were in that room, and they said, "All right, listen, we can't keep pushing ourselves. like we can't go over early. And they said that for each of them. They were like, all right, Young Buck 1 and Young Buck 2. You
That and
you know what I'm
Joe
saying?
Joe and Bill Buck.
Mo and Joe Buck. The fuck.
I don't know what was worse on Saturday. You guys not knowing which revival guy was.
No, the Young Bucks were called
the name. One nigga name is Ree and the other name Bible, right?
It's Dash and Cash Wilder.
Dash
And the Young Buck, they were called the Bucks in Impact, but they weren't the Bucks. But now they're the Bucks, but they're not the Bucks, and that makes sense. No, that makes sense, right?
No, the only reason they were called the Bucks in TNA is because Vince Russo's dumbass was like, "But you guys aren't really called the Bucks." Like that's
No, wait, but no, because I read about it. They used to be called Mo and Joe Buck, but they had a different name as a tag team.
Do the right thing.
Mo and Joe Black. Shouts out to again, Davis. You wasn't even born for that. Shouts out for Spike Lee for being so happy that nigga he got upset when the champagne bottle didn't. Never mind. They
should get upset. You got to shake
it. He was jumping this anyway. They were literally Mo and Joe Buck under a different name as a team, and then they became Mo and Joe Buck.
That man, bring it up.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Their names are Generation Me, which is what they were in TNA, and that's when they had the name of Max and Jeremy Buck.
Close. MJ.
Close.
That's MJF. It's a whole conspiracy. Yo, I want to give a shout to Davis for interrupting me with Venn diagram, my nigga. You gotta get props for that.
Yeah, but Matt, fuck you for not even asking him what he meant by that, because he white. Anyway,
I know what Venn diagram means.
Hang on,
but you didn't question him if he didn't do it or not. Because don't try and play me like I don't know what the fuck you be doing.
A layman is a non-ordained male member of a church or a person without knowledge or specialized knowledge in a particular subject.
And you asked your goddamn cousin, you asked that question.
It's your cousin.
Your cousin said that in front of you, nigga. Fuck, I ain't letting that shit rot.
I'm gonna be drunk as shit by the time
we gonna kill everybody. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna be.
Give me my goddamn joint. And then they was up there trying to get free glizzies.
Got snaps on the petrol.
Well, that was before. Before. No, they was trying to get some free glizzies.
Free.
And she said, you better go to your mammy house. Fuck you, nigga.
and then his whole head got blown off.
Yeah, and then old dog came up, and the nigga said,
blown.
And then the other nigga started running. I counted it one time. It was definitely like 15, 16 shots. Fuck it.
Head got blown out.
You need some help.
Hey, you say, homie, you need some help.
And then you hit.
He said, fuck that nigga. Come on, niggas. What a classic. What a classic.
Can you see how many shots it was? You don't even know what we're talking about.
What movie are we
right?
How many shots was it?
I haven't seen it.
Get him out of here.
Wait.
We should have bought Rock in. We should have bought Rock. I knew we should have bought.
Wait a sec.
Get him out of here.
The difference between Davis and Rock would be like, hey, you seen Uptown Saturday Night?
Yeah, you know, and then Rock would have said, I had some fine coochie that night, boy. I saw.
I've seen a Hughes Brothers movie. I've seen Dead Presidents. I just haven't seen.
Wait, you seen what?
Of the Hughes Brothers movies I've seen Dead Presidents. I just haven't seen Menace to Society.
That's a solid.
It's a very solid fool.
Davis, you're not getting paid for anything you do right now. But
in fact, you pay us.
I'm losing money.
Your homework this week
is to count the shots in Menace to Society.
You need to watch Menace to Society, and while you're watching it, you need to count how many times MC8, and you have to find out who MC8 is, because I know you don't know who that nigga is. You got to count.
Hold on, MC8, Eileen, a cousin.
I thought MC8 was on the Kendrick Lamar song.
You still
Yes.
don't know who he is.
He was on a Kendrick Lamar. That's probably going to be the easiest way for you to identify who he is.
Yeah.
That's
Because whenever I get to that part, I'm always like,
The,
oh, I
fact,
skipped
the
that
fact
part.
that
I
you
don't
said
know.
MC8 was on a Kendrick Lamar song is disrespectful.
Matt, he's
That's a pretty big song.
he's 4 years
Yeah,
old.
That's not what I'm
That's
saying.
4 years old.
That's not what I'm saying, cuz. I'm saying the fact that you refer to MC8 as the guy who was on a Kendrick Lamar song is
Hey! I don't know if we about to get copyright off that shit. This is not the Black. Shouts out to Black and Now. Oh, hey, the other thing I wanted to mention about Black and Now's table. Y'all niggas need some visuals. I don't give a fuck at this point.
Facts.
Y'all moving too thorough to not have visuals for the pod.
Nigga, the little reckless. So I had to hit Cody direct a couple weeks ago because he played a song that you can't play anymore, and the reference was immaculate.
Relax.
The reference was perfect.
Relax. This is why we're here, though. This is why we're in the position. This is why Greg is in the position.
Facts.
And this is why we around these specific people like
Niggas.
Davis.
Niggas. I'm sorry.
Like Davis, like Banks.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
Eve.
Like just like run and shoot out out PG County. Iron sharpens iron.
Facts. No, that's big facts. That's big facts.
This is like run and shoot. Shout out to them.
The superest of facts. Was there anything else to even worry about with Full Gear? I did not watch.
Shout out to Darby Allin.
We didn't answer a question at all.
Wait. Hangman Page.
Yeah.
Where is he going?
He's gonna end up feuding with Moxley.
Top of the mid card.
When?
He's gonna feud with Moxley.
Their next pay-per-view is February, so he at least has after then. Like it's not happening anytime this year.
He's feuding with Moxley, cause it's gonna be some way that you turn Kenny Omega heel.
No, but that's easy. That part of it's easy. But what you do because I was
about to tell you what you do.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
You put him at the top of the mid card, and then you have him run through a bunch of niggas for like between 8 to 12 months, because the fact is they have main event niggas, right? And the way they've been booking is like they've only had
not many. I was going to say not many.
Yeah.
But the way they've been booking is like Dean Ambrose is the only main event nigga they got, and that shouldn't be the case.
A year later, he is still Dean Ambrose. This is why there's no it made AEW niggas. But keep going.
But the issue becomes is that nigga's a hardcore match nigga. Yeah. He's not a main event level nigga. He's a main event level nigga there because he's been, you know what I'm saying? Good job. I only had to say it no more. But no, like, he just has a bunch of hardcore matches. There's nothing that screams
work rate.
The guy who runs the ship. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in a main event scene. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, look at Triple H. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying AEW wanted to make that case.
There's nothing that says main event from the matches put on at all.
I agree with what you're saying, fam. And I was when I was watching, I don't know if it's a 1-to-1. I don't know if this is what they were going for. But when I was watching Cody and Darby Allin, I was trying to figure out who Darby Allin is to Cody Rhodes. Like I don't think Cody thinks he's Dustin. I still think Cody thinks he's Ric Flair. Cody's the only one that comes down. Literally 8 motherfuckers walking with him to the ring. He's shaking their hands. Sup, peace. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go handle this shit with my lady.
He thinks he's Lil Dusty.
I think he thinks he's Ric Flair.
Lil Dusty with the mixtape.
Lil Dusty with that PCP.
From Dundalk.
Big. I think
Dusty.
But in that case, then Darby Allin is Sting. He's a guy with face paint.
No. Thank you. I'm not saying Darby Allin is Sting, but some face paint. No, I think Cody thinks that he just made a Sting. But my thought was, if Cody is Flair and Darby is Sting,
Nah.
Hangman Page might be Lex Luger.
So
And
I like the analogy. The problem is the two niggas you started with are in the middle of the card.
Well, wait. I prefaced it by saying It's not a 1-to-1. It's not a 1-to-1 at all. This is my theory on what I think Cody Rhodes thinks he's doing right now.
I get it.
You have Darby Allin as a guy?
No, I don't. It's not Sting the franchise. This is Sting. This is Sting. The first time he went the distance with Ric Flair. I don't know if there's a pause there or not. Yeah. But if Darby is Sting and Cody is Flair, Page is Lex Luger, and I think the thing is, because Page is good at heel and face, I think like what Fam said, you could have Page go a year or so with that mid-card title.
Yeah,
that's why
stay away from the main event completely.
That's why they're already pushing a Brian Cage. They're already pushing Brian Cage, Darby Allin, but they also tease Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. I think at some point, if Darby Allin is the face of TNT, you're gonna need a feud with him and Page. I think they would probably put on better matches than you're gonna get with Darby and Cody.
What's their big? Is Full Gear their big one? Pause.
No, it's
Full Gear's their last one of the year.
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing
is the big one.
Or All Out. One of those two.
So because I think that's where you have your whenever that one rolls back around, and it's good that they don't have paper.
It'll be around May. Double or Nothing, I think. They try to have every like kind of 3 months.
So either May or the Labor Day All Out or whatever it is.
Revolution's January.
You would have that match.
Yeah,
because you gotta let things run out here.
It's one of. I think you have to. Darby. They're making Darby the TNT champ. He has to hold on to that belt for a minute. I don't know if that means he needs to be wrestling Brian Cage, because I don't have any faith in whatever the fuck that's going to look like. At some point, though, Hangman Page has to say, "Look, they're not giving me the shots to face fucking Dean Ambrose. Kenny Omega is too busy doing bullshit. I got to prove myself." And I think him and Darby, if they really put effort into that with their two, I feel like that could be something. And at some point, if Darby's already there, it gives Hangman Page the legitimacy. And now it's like, boom, go fight whoever the fuck. And that could even be Kenny Omega in a year's time. If they're really paying off storylines they're building. I still don't believe that. I don't believe. I think it's easy. It's easy to say that Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega has been a year in the making because they've had matches and they had a feud. But in the interim, Jon Moxley he probably didn't look at that nigga to spin on him in the back, but because their stories didn't go through.
Jon Moxley shows up in AEW. He throws Kenny Omega off the top of the chips at Double or Nothing.
No. I get it.
He DDTs him through the glass table. They'll always be linked together. And in terms of Darby Allin, and as we were talking about who be AJ Styles in AEW, who will be that version, him and Sammy Guevara have kind of had that feud that will carry from the bottom of the card to potentially the top of the card if the company ever exists one day.
I don't think you need the Sammy Darby Allin doesn't need that guy.
Now you can swap out another piece for Hangman Page. He can be the same thing now, or MJF if that's the goal. Maybe MJF challenges Darby Allin.
And that's one of, and I'm gonna have to transition out of this because I can't. This is a lot of time we're spending on AEW. My only thing with Darby Allin, I mentioned it earlier. I'm not sure why they went with the whole. I guess they went with the whole face of TNT because of the TNT Championship, but I don't see Darby Allin as a guy who works with somebody who's not a Cody. Like, you need him to be against someone who is different than him and not a little brown guy who talks about trying to rape women. You need one of those long hair white boys that is he said it. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it.
He did.
Mhm.
Peace to the Queen Sasha. She's a whole champion. This motherfucker's doing what? Aaron Boy? He lost to Matt Hardy again. He said that shit. Don't look at me.
No, I'm not.
Don't
I'm just
look at
saying,
me, little puppet.
Don't look at me. I'm just reporting what anyway. I don't think Sammy Guevara is the guy that Darby needs to elevate him, but
At all.
fuck all that shit. I don't even want to talk about fucking Chris Jericho. We actually knocked out that whole AEW. All right, fuck this shit. I want to get into what y'all want us to talk about. We asked Coochie. Shouts out to
Butterscotch.
shouts out to the people who follow our various social media accounts, who are paying attention. We put out the request. Put out the question: is there anything you guys want us to talk about this week? And we got some. I like the variety of questions. Brother Fam, if you could bring up the first question. I just want to get into a lot of this shit. Shouts out to @McCurdy316 on Twitter.
What?
He had two questions. First question:
Nigga,
Why-
for one, McCurdy?
why is Raw struggling to market talent such as Mia and Naomi? You want the short answer? Because that's a very easy. That's a very easy answer. It's a very easy answer.
There's no one in that booking room that knows what to do with them, and that's the issue. You don't have a Kaz in that room like
Right.
he was to do the right thing. You just don't have anybody in that room that knows better. You know what I'm saying? You gonna mess around and have Naomi come out with no shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
Kamala.
I was thinking more of a was shorter than went to the Hall of Fame. Jackie, Sister Jackie is kind of who I was thinking of.
Got you.
Well, she's brown skin. Just do it. Just do it the same thing. She's a Hall of Famer.
The other black ones in the Hall of Famer, just make her look like that. I'm sorry, but I mean it's a lot of that. A lot of that. Davis, don't be doing that shit, Davis. My
your Vince McMahon is just it's the most racist. Just fucking like
hey.
Real Vince McMahon is the most racist.
I mean, call a spade a spade.
He will.
Yeah.
He will.
Facts.
He will.
But no, like I guess a good answer to that question, I mean, or a solution is that look at this spot that they're doing with Lana every week. She's going through a table, and Naomi or Mia could be that fifth team member in the Survivor Series match. That's a way to introduce one of them. Instead, they're like, let's.
I don't think we need to be introduced to either of those. And,
Well, no, I
we
mean,
all know that.
so when they come back, when Naomi debuts on Raw, what's the
Wait, I'm sorry, Matt. What is going on? What did you just?
Nothing.
I want to know. Off air. I want to know.
Nothing.
Will you let me know off air?
Yeah. It's
right.
When you see it, you're gonna be like, man, what the fuck? I'm telling you.
Where is it? No,
I know what it's called.
I don't know.
It's not even that important. However,
I want to know what
the
you're talking
second
about.
question: when live audience return next year, do you think there could be issue with racist, ignorant fans? Champ, it's in America, right? Oh, all right. Of course, there'll be issues with racist fans. Especially with the growing number of black superstars that are superstarring.
Facts.
With the amount of black superstars who are comfortable
Delicious,
actually
ain't
being
it, Cap?
them. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I had about that question was kind of like, I didn't know if they meant more than already. But I mean, again, I'm barely at shows to know if niggas is racist like that. But I'm also wondering if that's because of shit. Shouts out Biden. They saying Biden won the presidency. Who knows what's going to happen when fans come out? I mean, it's going to be a different world when we're actually able to go outside on a regular. So who knows?
Shout out to Cree Summers.
Well, no, I think the biggest thing is like Seth Rollins was able to be the Messiah so well because he didn't have no one interrupting him in his promo. Same thing with Asuka. Well, we still think of Asuka as a top wrestler.
Asuka, look, Asuka was top before. Asuka was top last year. I'm sorry, Asuka.
But she had no interference from ignorant fans, racist fans with all the no crowd shows and now the Thunderdome. Will she get that same spot when she goes to the ring and does that? Well, that's what he's waiting. Will that cause an effect when those fans come back? Are we still going to see the same success that we had with certain people? Or
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it'll at the very least it'll be different than whatever the fuck is going on right now. There's the WWE has a lot of leeway to do whatever the fuck they want because there's no, like you said, there's no immediate. But I think it's hard to say if it's going to be like specifically more racist or ignorant than it's already been.
Yeah, come on.
And that might be a game day decision, but we'll see. Brother Fam, if you could bring up
shout out to McCurdy.
Big fact. Shout out McCurdy has been. I don't know how long ago McCurdy followed the Black Rasslin Twitter, but he's been very active. The next one, speaking of people being active, shouts out to Zero. He's been a listener for years.
It's
years. Facts, big facts. As a matter of fact, if there's ever, and we'll get to this question later, but if there's ever a situation where there's a live Black Rasslin something, Zero, I'm gonna need some beats for something.
Fact.
But we'll talk about that when that happens. Now, Zero asks, if The Rock came back to wrestle Roman, who would y'all book to go over? That's a very good question. Very good question.
Jamil Ari.
The High Chief? Jamil Ari?
The High Chief.
Yeah, you gotta go Roman. It's stupid. You're stupid to let old guys win.
What's the instance that The Rock could win? Like, what would be going on if
it's the start of a beef?
So it's the first of 3 matches or something,
right? If they start, then that's the only way.
It's like what happened with Cena. He beat Cena at the first Mania. Then he beat Cena the next year. It'll be the exact same.
Together against Miz and Truth, and then
they tagged before they wrestled each other.
At Survivor Series. At that Survivor Series again. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I don't know if Zero meant to do all caps on if, but I think that is a big if. But yeah, I think if you're making that match and it's the one time The Rock can actually be in that match, I think Roman has to take it just for the sake of legacy and longevity. He also asked, how long do y'all think Velveteen Dream going to get the stuffing beat out of him in NXT?
Forever.
I mean, Leon Ruff got the North American. He asked this question before Leon Ruff won.
Facts.
Did Triple H replace Velveteen? Is Velveteen about to catch a case? It can only be so many black folks.
That's true.
Operating so.
Well,
operating successfully.
I remember. I think about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they said that Ashante the Adonis, who was formerly Elijah King in MCW, his gimmick now seems to be Velveteen Dream-esque. Like they're trying to.
It's not as good.
Damn.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't think he's as good as Dream. Velveteen Dream is at it
with the character.
Yeah. I say damn, but I mean, if the reason that they're getting Dream the fuck out of here is because that shit is true, that's on you, nigga. I'm sorry. All right, hey.
Bye, nigga.
Hey, it's grand opening, grand closing, nigga. What you want me to tell you?
Hey, I got other niggas to root for, especially this week.
Big facts. All right, so I think everything else came from. IG's pretty fucking active. Shouts out to everybody on IG, brother fam. If you could bring up this next one. Shouts out to this brother at never heard _ of him. If you go to his IG, there's a lot of the people that we, rock with, a lot of the people in our space, they follow him. I don't know much about this brother OE, but every pick he got some type of wrestling. He ain't got. I didn't see a lot of Black Rasslin merch, but like it's. I got the shirt. I got he's got the mentality. You need to just get the merch.
He ain't got none of our shit.
I have to check. Like I said, I don't know how long he's been rocking. He just actually followed on Instagram the other day. Followed me on Instagram the other day, and I happened to see. But anyway, he asked why. I don't know if this is specific, but he said, "Why didn't Farouk ever win the WWE World Championship?"
He was
Black.
He was also of an
elderly.
advanced age.
He was elderly.
He was already a vet.
Yeah,
Yo, any nigga that come with the cone, like the whole aluminum foil.
No. Ho. That helmet. The helmet is
That was
why
trash.
he never won. The
That was
goddamn helmet that they
When he
gave
was
him.
Farouk Assad.
Farouk Assad with Sonny.
When that
With
nigga
Sonny.
got that Power Man helmet, it was over. He was
Sold.
never going to.
It was bad.
And you ain't had no mustache.
American. Yeah, that was weird.
No. You know what that is? That's the old nigga trick, right? So old niggas.
I'm a different nigga.
The old niggas. Nah, not even that. Old niggas, well,
I'm not wrong anymore.
Nigga, who Ron? Who Ron? My name
that
for
nigga
Woo.
think he's Superman. That nigga
Motherfucker, my name for Woo.
Farouk Assad.
Farouk Assad is Ron Simmons, Clark Kent. That's amazing.
Super nigga.
No,
I'm sorry.
What it is old dudes in general, when they be still out here a little bit single and trying to fool these joints, cut their whole face off.
You're not cutting your mustache off.
Them niggas
He cut that whole shit.
Yo, they'll cut their whole face off because they don't want that gravy start shining through. And they come through looking like, you know what I mean, a military nigga on his
I'm
first
25.
day.
What the fuck you talking about?
That's what them young niggas be doing, yo. I mean, the old niggas, man. You watch an old nigga come through.
Nigga, 25 years from 70.
Yo, you watch one of these old niggas come through and you see them and they dress nice for them and they
Facts.
face gone and then they
Facts.
cut their whole face off. Or they out here on they trying
You trying to get some coochie.
Trying to get some coochie.
Is that going to be the name of the episode?
It might be. It might be. We got a couple of great title. Yeah, I think that's what it is though.
Niggas with their face all swirling the drink. Oh, listen,
Let me get this coochie.
get some coochie.
look, now I don't want the whole thing. I just need about 67.20 worth of that.
One of them, let me get the head in, head ass.
Wait.
Now you got something I want, and I got something you want. How we gonna make this happen?
I'm out of here.
Next question.
Hey, your
Brother-
old niggas always start their conversation with the word "say." Say, sweet thing. Say that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, now what's shouts out to never heard of him. Shouts out to you, OE.
OE.
Appreciate you. What's the at out west _ Alex 86 with IG asks, who is the greatest black wrestler and talker? I'm assuming that's together or I mean, do you want to answer it as together or one of each?
I gotta be.
It's not Dwayne.
Is
It's Dwayne, son.
It's definitely The Rock.
I'm not
definitely
gonna mention the other guy.
who's the other guy?
Book.
Yeah.
No,
Hey, hang on. Here's an underrated one.
Don't you do it.
He was actually a good worker.
You
And
better not say Christopher Daniels.
MVP.
MVP?
He's moving up.
So
But he was an
I always
underrated
thought
worker.
He's a good worker. Is he? I never was like I'm about to fucking love this MVP match.
True.
I can't think of a classic that he's had, but
I think it's either or. Some people it's I'll enjoy the match. Some people is I'll enjoy the feud.
no facts. Facts.
Look at his career; he's always kind of been about the long-term booking of it.
He's been about the long-term booking, but he's also been about bringing you the best character. Like even you love or hate MVP.
The thing I hate about MVP is
Was
the
them damn
basis
braids.
for the gimmick. No, I was cool with the braids.
You was
I was
cool
cool
with
with the
it.
braids at the time.
Boy,
It was the basis for the gimmick. I was cool with Jim Jones, the Jim Jones part, but
that was real niggerish. It was real niggerish. Just say it.
because it was based on Ray Lewis.
It was real niggerish.
Yeah, it was a Ray Lewis gimmick.
Vince McMahon was on a plane one day and he saw a couple black kids. Boom! And he's like, I need that. I need that.
I need that.
Ray Lewis come out of the tunnel with that little.
I need that. I want that. I want that.
Someone can do it on my TV because all the people in Baltimore are going crazy, and I know that there are nigger haters down there.
It's not diversity day.
It isn't. It definitely isn't.
Nah.
It is not.
Why not?
It is not.
I thought you said it was more TO inspired. It was supposed to be that the player on like the
I mean, T.O. I mean, was Ocho
T.O.?
Cinco out at that time?
Allison maybe a little bit.
I mean, I think it was definitely football, and I think it was definitely like whoever the brashest football player was at that time.
I'm fairly sure it was. I'm not a Raven fan, but he came out in the purple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with a dance, and that was Ray's bag at that time. Ray was coming out on Sundays.
The ballin' elbow.
He had yeah.
I think if The Rock's number one, I'm gonna say Too Cold number two. I'm sorry. If we're talking,
I have. Gotta say Ron.
If we want to talk about a nigga that could talk, I mean, Too Cold always entertain me, but I understand.
Share Martell, you say, look at her in these little feminine ways. I don't like that.
Maybe that's why.
You think I won't smack up in the middle of next week? You stick your nose in a man's business, baby. You become a man.
Maybe that's why Farouk never. That's why Farouk never won the world title in WWE.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, because he beat bros. Yeah,
he admitted on ECW TV that he may have put his hands on a woman.
That ain't Ron Simmons. That was Famicide.
That's that.
That was Famicide.
Famicide sounds
they
crazy.
Interview that nigga like, all right, man, is there anything we know about your background? Well, I might sock abroad from time to time.
Well, no, Vince was like, oh, you love women. Well, what'd you tell Paul and them? And he clicks it, and then I have, and he's like, oh, my bad. Your name, your name is Farouk.
Farouk Assad.
Farouk.
Yo.
And take this goddamn helmet and put it on your fucking head.
Yo,
why was it silver?
I thought it was blue.
It made no. He was a fucking Power Ranger, American Gladiator, and then like Sonny was right there. It made no sense.
You bring up a picture of Farouk Simmons.
Yo, Farouk is Swahili for I definitely go upside the head.
I have. It's terrible. He was in ECW for 2 weeks, and that's the only thing I remember.
I have.
I don't remember what the match was.
Shit, it don't.
Wait.
Is that blue? Is it blue or is it silver?
The vest is black and blue, but the helmet is like turquoise.
This nigga had a bike helmet on.
a goddamn futuristic Power Ranger helmet on. What the fuck?
Wing on the bitch.
The Thor helmet. He got the
a little bit, yeah, like Thor and
like. Hey, listen, they're like, all right, you know what? They made him shave his face off, and that's why they gave him that helmet. If you remember at the end of his Ron Simmons run, when he had the you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big hole in the top of his naturals.
No, you're right.
So
you're right.
It was, you know what I mean? He like Candlestick Park. You know what I'm saying? They had the baseball right here.
That's good.
And then this
That's
is
good.
This
It
is
was
the
both. It
outfield.
was blue and
Like
silver.
this is
I'm
like
gonna-
the infield. Yeah. So, but no. So, and that was probably why they made him cut his face off, because it was gray. And oh, bless his heart. And then they put the helmet on him because they wanted to cover that bald spot up. So that was probably
Facts.
Vince trying to make him, make him look a little younger.
Big
It
facts.
didn't work. It didn't.
No.
Why he got the whole outfit? Look at this. What is that?
It's like those helmets that they put on babies. To,
I'm
like,
talking about the
for their hair
short.
to grow into.
He got the gladiator bullshit on. And what is those
He got-
shoes?
They got those sweat socks on.
Farouk, it's 3 A's, 2 O's, and 3 A's. Ridiculous. All right. What's next question? Next question.
Best question of the week.
Facts. At True1243 on IG. Why is Lars back? I don't know why Lars is back.
Right.
It's because he's white.
And he's a big dude too.
Pause.
And
That's a
they
pause.
can't really follow nobody. They can't fire nobody for no once they find out that they
Look.
alphabet boy. And he
Look.
alphabet boy.
Look.
Nigga alphabet boy.
He said what he said though on those.
What I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They cannot fire you just because you've done they cannot fire you because you've allegedly done gay porn. But they're also not going to fire you because you're a racist.
Where's them Sons of Anarchy niggas though? Sons
Who?
of
The Forgotten
Who?
Sons.
Who?
yeah.
The
Sons
Forgotten
of
Sons, the
Confederate
MAGA guys.
Who? Who they?
Exactly.
Nah, who?
Remember they were
the
in
Forgotten Son? This
The
nigga really
Forgotten
forgot. The Forgotten Son.
They were on the main roster?
briefly. That's what happened.
They
They
were
got
on
called up.
No,
That's why
they were on SmackDown.
Yeah.
exactly.
They at least had 1 to 2 matches on SmackDown.
Who
They
were
were
they?
Weren't they with Crush?
Like the new game?
They
He
came out
said-
with Crush, right?
Crush dead.
They went with Crush. Two big bald niggas with
Who the fuck is that?
DOA.
Disciples of Apocalypse. Don't.
I don't know
That ain't
who,
them?
who is the Forgotten Sons, and I'm being dead.
Yo, the Forgotten Sons was the niggas. It
No,
was
they don't want you to call them that.
Yeah, they had. That's a fact. They had the big bear Jew with them.
Who?
It was
Who?
It's
The
Weston
for-
Field, Steve Cutler, Jackson Riker. Jackson Riker was Gunner in TNA. Do you remember him?
Gunner. I've heard of Gunner and TNA. I didn't watch
Jackson
TNA like
Riker.
that.
So it was two. I always thought it was just two guys, and then they had the bear Jew with them who used to come up. And,
Who?
Welcome to Black Rasslin with Cal and
Yeah, all right. Welcome to They Called Them Madmen. I don't know. I've heard the name The Forgotten Sons. I couldn't tell you.
I can't say bear Jew.
I don't know who that is.
there's your answer.
These guys look like a problem. Like why would you?
No, that was the thing. When they debuted in NXT, it was like, what's like really? They don't know what, like they don't see what's wrong with this really, and they kind of leaned into it.
No, they leaned.
No, I mean NXT. Like it was just like, yeah,
What the fuck? What is that vet?
those guys are all in for sure. Like
They were
Oh.
all in.
I'm sorry. Do that. Who is these niggas?
again, they don't want you to call them that.
And
I don't-
the nigga on the left look like not so mean Mark. He looks like Pleasant
He
Mark.
do. Yeah, Pleasant Mark Calloway.
Pleasant Mark
Jesus.
Calloway is funny as shit.
This is. I honestly, I don't think I ever saw these guys wrestle. The Forgotten Sons, I plumb forgot. But yeah, that's why Lars is back, because he's white and he's a type of guy Vince likes to see.
Yeah.
At the Duncan
Shout out to
Solar.
Duncan Solar.
Do you think wrestlers will ever be able to unionize? This has been
Why?
good.
They
What did
won't
you say,
because
cuz?
He said no.
I said no, and I'll tell
Okay.
you why. Is because there will always be a nigga, and when I say nigga, I mean wrestler in general,
Right.
that will jump
That's some
over the
coochie?
line.
Right.
They weren't.
No, I ain't. Nah.
Huh.
No, I do agree with you, fam. I think
We get money. Yeah.
well, no, with the one time I read Roddy Piper's book, he talked about that specifically. He tried to make it seem like he was trying to unionize, but motherfuckers wasn't really doing it.
Cinemax movies by that.
He was already caking up outside the side of pro wrestling, but I don't know what the legitimacy of those claims are, but I think he was right in a sense that, and it's the same thing Fam was saying, there will always be like right now Roman Reigns is not going to unionize. Roman Reigns unionizing is going to it wouldn't happen because he's not going to fuck his money up.
I don't know.
That would make it happen.
I don't know.
If it was gonna happen, if it was gonna happen, it would have been John Cena. I think John Cena or Undertaker would have been the ones to be like, "Look, we got to fucking unionize." And they would have been like, "Bet, let's do it." But I don't think they're going to do it.
So
John Cena is Captain America. He's not gonna.
The problem is now. I'll tell you.
I see you.
I don't know what Vince and the real Samoa Joe's relationship is. And I think that's really important here because John Cena and Taker are friends with
No, I get it.
me.
I get it.
And so they aren't going to cross their friends for the most part for the business. They may disagree with certain things.
And I feel you. No,
So
I feel you on that.
If Samoan Joe is not Vince's friend, and
There's no way he's not Vince's friend.
I don't know about that.
He told Vince, "I'm not coming back during the pandemic."
Nigga,
He might not be his man's man.
That's my
My
next. I say that.
And the threat of Hollywood is real.
So
fuck that shit.
So,
I keep going.
Hold on keep going. If you put that information with the election that happened last week and the great possibility that Andrew Chang is going to get in office, and he's already sworn to work against WWE's labor practices, we could get it.
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. So you have with like the birth of something like AEW that came out of from an idea or somebody saying that, yo, we're gonna do this, and
Who's somebody?
Cody.
a white guy
Thank you. Okay.
saying this, and then another white guy saying, no,
Right.
you can't. Not
Right.
sure if they were in cahoots or what.
They might have been. They
What
might
does
have
that
been.
mean?
It.
We weren't in that. We're not privy to what goes on in that office, Davis.
It happened offline. The cameras was off. Shouts out to Flight.
What
Facts.
does privy mean?
So, aha. 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 Aha.
Aha.
So we're not honed in on the details
Right.
of what happened in those offices. So what I was saying is you have the creation of a company out of nothing. It's just an idea. So someone with the right cachet.
Talk your shit, Drip. Talk that shit, Drip. Last year was about Brit. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Somebody with some cachet, i.e. Roman Reigns, or someone of, let's say, Cody Rhodes' stature.
Right.
It's possible. You know what I mean? You just have to get the right army behind you. If you
that's why I say if you're gonna need somebody
facts with
some stroke. That's why I say if it was gonna happen, it would have needed to be a Cena or because there's two sides. I think Fam is right.
Yes.
If it's your man's,
Yes.
and and they know shit, Vince gave me a lot of money. As long as I'm chilling with him, he's gonna keep giving me money. They will go on the side of fuck that union. I ain't worrying about that shit.
Right.
But if I was a person who worked for WWE and I saw John Cena say, fuck this shit, we need to figure out how to get, something going together, I would ride with him before I would ride with fucking Kenny Dykstra. 100%. But I think the flip side is, and the reason why,
because the other nigga got a Fabulous hat on.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought this nigga was about to rap.
I said, hey, yo, nah, but
boy, I'm drunk. I think I'm about to tear her gut up. Boy, she about to put these beats on.
That coochie. I'm about to beat the coochie like a beat. I'm sorry. I think. No. We can't do this. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We cannot do
the only nigga bringing us down is me.
I think the one reason why I'm not sure if I believe that Roman and Vince don't have, I mean, I know Roman said, I ain't going to your damn WrestleMania during the pandemic.
Facts.
WrestleMania though.
That it would have been during COVID. That would have been there was niggas that was catching whatever during. If this man who had just beat cancer caught the COVID,
done.
WWE they wouldn't have been at Amway. But I think the flip side is Vince has to know, especially because this is the only man that's doing movies, that he has to keep Roman happy. I think Vince and Roman is probably the tightest right now. Especially with no Cena around. Who else is there? It's Roman. It's Roman.
True. How else do you think that nigga keep on TV?
Because
that's Vince McMahon. No. That's Vince McMahon.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. But real quick, someone who CM Punk.
Wait. See, because Matt, thank you, Matt. You gonna tell me that because the plantation owner let Step and Fetch It do a show every Saturday night, and no disrespect.
No.
No disrespect.
No. Let's not cap.
That is big cap.
No,
and I ain't talking DJ.
Cap. No disrespect.
Cow cabin.
But
that's cap.
El Capitan.
If the plantation owner. That might be the name of the episode. If the plantation owner invites Step and Fetch It to do his 5-minute show every week, that's not the same as him being his man's.
Nah,
Step and Fetch It might have been able to sit at Massa table, but what'd he do when dinner was done? That nigga made sure he cleaned that table and then went back to wherever the fuck his living quarters was. He's not sleeping in the big house.
I don't know if I'm gonna kill him with the Step and Fetch It as much as I'm gonna say like Big Booker T is the one that's acting like who's that nigga on that nag.
Yeah, but that he's not bending over to get fucked every week on Monday. Our truth is
we don't know this.
Real quick, because I was listening to
40 some times a champion at this point.
An old podcast, and I again it was reminded that Booker T took a pay cut to go to WWF when WCW ended.
I love you.
Booker T was not the person to help you unionize. We should get off this topic though.
I'm saying in terms of him being like early on, there were signs that Booker T was going to do whatever it took.
Yeah.
I suck anything, Mr. McMahon. I suck anything.
See. But I always appreciate. I can take it to a certain level, but it's always going to go. Well, now next question.
CM Punk was one of the ones who I don't know if he wanted to start the union, but when the WWE Network was going to launch, he was the one asking questions backstage like, "How is this going to affect our pay? Because we get paid per pay-per-view, and if you're putting it all for $9.99." Obviously, that's going to cut from $50 to $9.99. That's a huge drop. And again, you're paying how many of us?
He's smart, but he also left.
No, but that's but he was someone who again was going to always attack Vince McMahon. If he was a guy who was close to Vince McMahon, maybe that was something that could have worked. But obviously, he was going to burn the bridges while he was walking on them, as he would say.
Right. I feel you. You're not wrong, and I remember that conversation. But again, he was about that cheddar, and I don't know if he was about everybody's cheddar or his own. I spelled.
He said
my man's name wrong.
he could have been. It could have been again.
Then it was about himself. Shouts out to @Prosperity is Inevitable on Instagram. He asked, "Who is the better worker among black wrestlers today? Not WWE only." Now, no disrespect to Prosperity is Inevitable on IG. We could talk non-WWE black wrestlers all day. Best worker among black wrestlers, I think you probably need to throw Chris Bay in that conversation. If we're not talking WWE only, you know what there's a lot of talent in the WWE who is black, who is amazing workers, but Dash and Chris Bay,
that's it.
Leo Rush
is a great worker.
The moment I saw him, I'm like, yeah, Willie Mack, same thing.
Willie Mack, I mean, shit.
Willie motherfucking Mack.
Man, I'm going Chris Bay all day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Willie Mack because Willie Mack can work almost every single kind of style, almost any kind of style, and he looked like he's supposed to be pumping your gas. I don't know what it is. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if we ever will, but the nigga work the flippy nigga style. He can work a rest hold style. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying Willie Mack was Keith Lee before Keith Lee. I said that. Willie Mack was Keith Lee.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Hey,
him and PWG. Yeah.
PWG. Stop it.
Look.
Myron Reed.
Davis really is joins the Black Rasslin Podcast once. This nigga said Willie Mack greater than signed Keith Lee, and I love it. I love it.
I didn't say greater than. I'm saying when back in 2011,
you said greater than.
No, I said he was Willie Mack. I said Willie Mack was Keith Lee before Keith Lee became.
That means greater than.
No.
I look, deduce, motherfucker.
No, it's that Muda. You know he did.
Hey.
No.
Davis.
Mm-mm.
Don't do this.
Don't do it.
Don't make me bring that back up.
You're wrong.
Brother fam, you're going to have to get the next question up before this pod. At our man Melvin 1. IG. Shouts out Melvin. Do you think black wrestlers can come together to make their own wrestling company? Black wrestlers?
Niggas?
I would say not within the next 5 years. I think further out it could be possible. Not right now.
Well, but I think Hog is a thing. But I think, like, are we? If we're talking about what's the level? Is it ROH? Is it AEW? Like what? Like if we're talking about black wrestlers making a company that's going to compete with the people who are really doing that shit, I think it's going to be difficult. Because you need a black money person, man, woman, whatever. You need somebody that's black you need a black Vince McMahon. And Master P is there, but you need the infrastructure. And I don't know. I'm not saying Hog isn't it, but Hog also isn't really competing with them other niggas.
Do you mean black owned, or you mean just all black wrestlers?
All black everything.
Right. I think it's black owned.
Do you really want all black wrestlers, or do you want all the best wrestlers?
I would take Wiggers and Puerto Ricans too.
Yeah, I think.
Will you take who?
Wiggers and Puerto Ricans.
I think. What Brother Fam was saying is you need diversity in your company.
Nah, that ain't what I said. What I said is I want them to be niggas or nigger-esque.
I didn't say what you said. I said I think.
What I meant was
you put that down. I know it's not gonna make it, but can that be the name of the episode? Nigga,
I would
nigga. I will put it in the running. There's a lot of great episode titles this week. Nigga-esque is hilarious.
Master P acquired House of Glory, Hog, as you guys referred, back in October of last year. I think maybe COVID's probably put the brakes on what could be going on there potentially, but I wouldn't put it past them. Maybe again, the Rascals announced that they are leaving Impact. That's Trey Miguel, Desmond
They're
Xavier.
signing with WWE, right?
That could be the rumors that they could be going to
Yeah, that's the word.
WWE. But again, ACH and Leo Rush have been free agents for a couple months now, and AEW hasn't called them.
Hey, Davis, when you say ACH, don't forget the super.
ACH.
Get the super bitch.
That greatest social media post. I mean, aside from all the shit he was saying, when he said ACH, and don't forget the super bitch.
You know. Niggas
I was
promo like, I come to you tired and hungry. But
And real quick about the Forgotten Sons, they had
up in the pot.
the Forgotten Sons had 3 matches on SmackDown earlier this year, and then their last match is at Money in the Bank. They have not been on WWE TV since.
Thank you.
who?
The Forgotten Sons,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
MAGA Marks boys.
I
got one last question.
I wanted to mention something because I was thinking of that ACH time period. I was in California. There's been a couple of times I can remember because I don't go out of town often. The episode where we talked about LeBron flipping the ambulance. The Super ACH shit, and there's one more. Like the episodes where I record in a hotel room, I always wonder what the motherfuckers like on, because I don't think they're ready for like LeBron flipped the whole, and like I don't think they're ready for that level of nigga insanity at like 10 at night.
Nigga, no.
Nig sanity.
Nig sitting.
When you doing Superfly? You was doing Superfly at the time, right?
Which I don't know what you mean by
Not Superfly. Shaft. You shooting Shaft? You was down there for Shaft, right? Pause.
Brother Fam. You said there was one more question.
You was down there for Shaft.
I don't know what.
After that question, I cannot post that question.
Wait, what's in that? Hold up.
We need a palate cleanser.
Hold up.
In the middle of that. Oh my.
Oh
God.
yeah, the wording of this one is interesting. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Wow. At Turner Jr. Randolph on IG asks, this is his question. How far and big do you want the podcast to grow? Now,
the answer to that is, it's like asking how much is enough money.
facts. That's facts. It's a question that, I mean, no, hey.
You actually supposed to be in the background, motherfucker.
Jesus. If this pod gets flagged for that, like I can't. Davis, we would have to reevaluate. Go. You would be the madman all the time.
That nigga definitely going on punishment.
Look,
niggas get flagged.
We're gonna have Lionel Richie drops.
If Rock is on an episode of this podcast, it is going to be the oldest episode we've ever done.
Rock, it's gonna be me and Rock. We're gonna be talking about old time. We're gonna drink the MGD.
Gang banging.
He go Valentine ale and shit.
Yo, it's just be me and Rock, and we're gonna smoke some Newports.
Hey,
facts.
MGD,
gang banging.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
and
I mean, I think if we're being real, damn, do I want to get inside base? Like, I don't want to say there's a ceiling for the podcast because you never know what the fuck will happen. Tomorrow we could be.
We got a whole
white man. Yeah, who the thunk?
We got a whole. I was gonna say stat guy, but yeah.
Who the thunk? And I want to bring that up and say, who the thunk that we would have had a white man on the Black Rasslin Podcast. Let alone, that we would have had 200 episodes. But I think it's.
I was gonna say something when
you talking about Coochie?
No.
I think
I was gonna say I didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be trying to bamboozle this podcast. No. That does not happen. That does not happen. At the level we're at, I think there's a big amount of freedom that we have at what we can do. The early shouts out to people that was listening in the beginning. The early joke was Math fucked the sponsors up. The Math kind of did fuck the sponsors up early.
Then Math became the sponsor.
But then Math that's the thing. Then Math became the sponsor. And if we had sponsors,
that's a ball.
Shit this wouldn't have happened. So I think I love the idea of every year we're getting better. I mean, it's becoming a cliche, but when Benny the Butcher said last year was about brand and this one's about expanding, that's the mentality that we've all that's why there are multiple iterations of shit like this. I'm fine with us becoming a larger entity in the podcast realm, but do know if it's still just the 3 or 4 of us talking shit every week about.
Don't call us by a government name.
Is that the last? Was there another question? Hold up. There wasn't a.
That's it.
Well, there was one question.
Nigga.
There was one more question that came up on the IG that we answered on the IG, but at TBWF_Q.
He horny.
Who is that bad motherfucker in red on AEW? Homegirl. Now, mind you, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I've been drinking. I just want to pull up Jade Cargill.
Banging.
Is she's how many black women have been in AEW?
One.
Aside from Brandy and half a Nyla. Well, I don't know what Nyla is.
Black?
Big Swole.
Brandy's black.
So 2 and I don't know what Nyla Rose is Nyla Rose's dad black?
Trinity.
No.
Red Velvet.
So 3.5 in a year.
Oh shit!
This nigga gave himself the COVID. Shouts out to Jade Cargill. I mean, who was in the Griselda family tree that was like, yo, Armani Caesar? That's fine. We need some of that energy. And they said, yo, Jade. And you have to. I didn't know who Jade. This how new Jade is. All right. When the post hit Twitter about Jade, when we let the world know her name was Jade Cargill, I was like, all right, is she on Twitter? She's on Twitter. She started her Twitter last month. She's like brand spanking new and probably had a promo that was one of the most talked about of the week.
Well, we've been following her for months.
Talk that shit. It's interesting. For the future, no.
Your son is horny.
This nigga horny.
Big horny.
Stay horny.
Borny.
She mentioned Shaq. I talked to the Big Show 3 years ago, and 3 years ago he was trying to get a match with Shaq at WrestleMania.
They already had Mike Tyson.
How much money Tony Khan coming up to hire these old niggas to come through the AEW?
You know, Shaq a good old boy though, and he a Florida nigga.
He's a whole cop, isn't he? He's sheriff.
He's the feds.
And then he at home DJing.
And it's that TNT synergy.
Damn. That's why you need white people around.
That's why you need white stat men.
Shouts out. Salute the white stat man. I think that's.
You hear that, Gray?
What? Wait.
Stop it.
I'll fight anybody. Anybody on your show.
You got to do the cross eyes though.
I'll knock a nigga out.
Kenny.
Oh, I don't care.
Ernie the ball. Well, we win.
Ernie.
Now y'all combining two of y'all is the perfect Shaq Shaq parody.
In these Walmart shoes.
This nigga on the shoe like these.
Yo, this shoe is
He on the shoe.
I'll punch you in the face.
Was as big as John Silver.
Oh, shit.
Yo, John Silver. Why is John Silver 5'4"? He really is Ivan Putski.
He's Ivan Putski.
He was good, and he was good.
Do you know who that is?
No. How you know who Ivan? How you know who Ivan Putski
The
was?
name.
Why?
Holy shit.
Hey, you heard of Ivan Putski because of Scott Putski matches? Do you know who Scott Putski is?
No.
Anyway, is there real beef?
Man.
Is there real beef between
Hammer, right?
and Scott Putski's his son, and Scott Putski was his son who was Scott.
Stan Stasiak and Sean Stasiak. Yeah.
Wait, Drip. You know how I know you're not a '90s baby? Because Scott Putski was wrestling on Raw in the '90s, and all he did was reference Ivan. But you didn't know that because you were a child.
He wrestled on ESPN every afternoon.
Every 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
I had my
he was the champion.
My little Debbie fucking brownie cakes, some red juice.
Ho.
He was locked up.
I lived in it. Salute to Trenton. Salute to the town. The town is it's
pies.
That
Not
sounds
the ones from the hub.
That sounds like coochie. Is it Davis? I'm gonna ask you, and then at some point I'm gonna ask Greg. Matthew, stupid. Is there real beef between you and that guy? Because I'm not in the Discord a lot. I'll go in the Discord and comment and quote about shit that references me. But there's some nights I'll go into what Greg said you owed him like 6 figures one night.
See.
He appeared on this podcast. Go back to the archives and openly, but he told you that you were the stat guy. But now
he's walking that back.
it's interesting.
It's understandable.
It's interesting. Do you think
Not on your own shit, Drip.
Then he wasn't even the first stat guy. That was Tony Reale. See?
Wow. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I like the energy. I just like Davis. Are you okay? Like when because if Greg will go in on everything, but Greg also has, I guess the kids call it clout. And there's a lot of people who
Big clout
catch on to that clout and will ride with him because of that clout. Does any of that bother you at all?
No, tell him, Drip, you got clout, you with us, nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
I'm just
When was the last time you recorded a stat? I do it week after week after week.
Oh shit.
All he does is shit on AEW and talk about Bret Hart. That's
wait a second. Don't you ever speak about the GOAT in that way. But
Who, John Cena?
Who?
nah. See, Davis. I was appreciating your energy, but then you said John Cena. Drip preaching.
Man, you gotta get the controls from this nigga.
Again,
Shit,
Montreal happened 23 years ago this past Monday.
Who?
The screw job. Pause.
As I told Cal, that's the best American tragedy. Oh, well, I mean, Canadian American tragedy, I guess you would have to call it. Like, that should be the next American Crime Story on FX is the
Did you? So
if it was a shoot.
Here you go.
Stop it.
Well, I was going to end the show.
And if it's not a shoot, then Bret Hart's just been crying for 23.
Rightfully so.
Well, wait, because I mean,
my brother.
when I was
Crying.
Oh,
Nigga been crying a lot his whole
You killed
life.
my brother.
facts.
Nigga.
When I hopped into the Discord today, Wednesday, it was I don't know when the Sports Illustrated article hit, where so that would have been Tuesday.
I think it was sometime in the past 2 days for
Tuesday. But
Wednesday.
the thought was, well, the I didn't read the whole piece. I got to maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs in because I can't. But the take was, how much can we still care about Bret when it was essentially Bret's like the idea of Bret having creative control is ludicrous in itself. So how much can we really ride for Bret in this situation?
Is what the case is trying to say. The last
Bret.
But, and this is my question, understanding that Bret or anybody having creative control is a ridiculous situation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Bret didn't own the WWF. Vince gave that's the only thing. Like, I watched Wrestling with Shadows when it was on TV.
Facts.
And when Bret said, because it lays it out perfectly, Vince said, "Yo, we down bad," and their situation was awful. They didn't have no fucking money. They was down bad. Bret said, "My nigga." He probably didn't say my nigga, but he said my nigga. I'm the chick.
I seen his wife.
He said,
you also didn't see that picture of him and Donald Trump back in the day, so
I don't know nothing about that. Bret said Donald Trump is in Home Alone 2, and y'all motherfuckers love Home Alone 2. Miss me with that shit. Bret said,
the streets are numbered.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying I work with children, and there's a lot of children who say Home Alone 2. Late, they're probably around Drip's age, honestly, maybe a little younger.
1,000 babies.
Facts, essentially. Vince said, "We down bad." Bret said, "Bet I want money, but I also want to stay." And Vince said, "Look, check this out. You could be my man's for like 20 years. Pause. You gotta ride with me through the storm. And when things get better, you will be compensated." And then how long after? Because Bret's like, "Bet I'm down." And he came back and said, "Look, I'm down to be back." Blase, and it happened. He went because Bret was good with talking this shit on TV and weaving it into the storyline. At some point, Vince said, "Look,
preaching.
It's facts. Again. This is facts. It's not. This isn't fiction. This is what happened." At some point, Vince said, "Look, you know that shit I was talking a year or so ago? that shit was fugazi. I do not have the funds to cover that check." And then he said, "Look, if you want to go, it's all good. If Eric is giving you a bigger bag, go get that shit." And Bret said, "All right, I don't want to do this.
I gotta eat."
And this is the man who became a superstar after Vince took everything his pops had for his own. The wrestlers, the territory. You can't ask Stu Hart because. Ask one of those other Hart fat folks who was there.
No, you can't trust
Ask Teddy.
You got to ask the right Hart. I'm sorry.
Ask Teddy.
find the right heart that's not Brett and ask them about the situation.
Leave, but I gotta go right now.
But the thing is, Vince did that, and Brett said, "Cool," but Vince let him still have creative control. Vince let him say, "Look, I know you leaving, and I know you the champ. We could do this however you want." And Brett's like, "Cool, I'm down. Just don't disrespect my name. Just don't put me in a bad situation."
Because he's never done that before to anyone.
But then what did Vince do?
I don't.
But what?
So
What
Bret
did?
Hart didn't lose the belt to Yokozuna just so Yokozuna could lose the belt 10 seconds later to the man in red and yellow.
Facts.
That's not a bad situation.
Now all.
Because Bret wouldn't drop the belt to.
But again.
Drop the belt to Hulk Hogan.
I wouldn't.
He wouldn't drop the belt because the nigga Shawn Michaels said, I wouldn't do when he told him I do whatever.
Yeah.
And Shawn said that's cool, but I wouldn't do the same for you. And that's the reason why.
But isn't Bret kind of doing the same thing with Hogan 2 years
It's
ago?
Hulk Hogan.
But my thing is, look.
He's trash.
No, I agree.
If me and Math are doing a podcast and the nigga says, "Look, we can have Rock on, but I don't want Drip on," and I'm like, "Shit, I want Drip on, but I don't want like you're fucking arguing about bullshit. It's all predicated on bullshit."
I'll be back to hold you
Because it's all pro wrestling. But anyway.
I don't want to leave.
Brett says, "Look,
You're not getting that off.
I don't even know what you're talking about." He said, "I secured the bag, A, and B, I'm ready to leave. Do me a solid. Whatever you do, let me go out the right way. And don't disrespect me in my hometown." What's Vince doing the whole time? "Yo, Sean, this is what we about to do. Yo, Trips, this is what we about to do. Yo, Pat Patterson, this is what you tell the nigga. This is what you tell the nigga."
This week, champ.
All I'm saying,
that Bret Hart cape is long.
Are you serious?
Listen, everybody on the way out of the company, look up at the lights.
That's
no,
fine.
but I didn't
want to lose to a nigga he ain't like.
I understand this.
That's problem.
No, it is if he gives him the control. Hulk Hogan had the fucking control. He said, "Look, you can control the way you want to go out." These were the conversations they were having. The problem is Vince did some snake shit on the side because he wanted to protect his business. And I understand that. If Drip was trying to take over Black Rasslin, I'm going to call Mav and be like, "My nigga, look,
Let's ride out the Minnesota.
Next episode, you better call Rock. You better call Greg. Look, we about to go gangbusters on. We gotta get this motherfucker out of here.
Lock and loaded. Drip.
Because we don't know what Fam's gonna do.
Drip got
Fam might still put him on the pod or not, but we got to get this nigga out of here. Vince was securing his own, but it's Vince's fault because Vince let Brett have the control in the first. Brett didn't give himself the creative control. Is all I'm saying. Brett screwed Brett because Brett thought this shit was more than just business. He was thinking it was real. Like Brett screwed Brett because Brett looked Vince McMahon in his eyes and he believed what that snake was saying. But that snake fucked up because he was the one that gave him the control to begin with.
I forget who said it. It was
Brett believed in the gimmick as much as Ric Flair does.
Brett definitely believed his own hype. I agree. I do not disagree.
Excellence of execution.
But again, that's why you don't give Drip the password to the Black Rasslin IG.
Drip is never gonna have the password to IG.
And Drip, I'm
Drip Waters DMs we gonna get.
We are not turning the Black Rasslin IG into a Britt Waters fan page.
Britt,
that's not. And shouts out to Britt Waters, Forever 31. Go on to YouTube, watch that shit.
Britt, it's not really pink. I swear. You know what I mean?
Instagram husband head ass.
Mr. Drip Waters.
Nah, babe. I got you, babe. Look, I got you, right? Get that angle 1 sec. I got you. Look, babe, I got you. Yeah, turn to the right, head ass.
Nothing wrong with that.
It ain't.
I agree that Brett bought his own bullshit.
Mhm.
Vince
Thank
is the
you for
one.
letting me be your hero.
Vince is the one that gave him the leash, and you can't overlook that in business. In business, there's a reason why Brett thought he could get that off. It's because he thought that he had that leeway. That's why Vince did what he did. If there was no creative control, Vince would have done what he would have beat that motherfucker at a Wendy's if he really wanted to. It was his shit, but he played him, and Brett bought into the shit.
They should have just let them niggas beat him up for real.
They could have had a brawl for all right there. But I will say, shouts out to Brett for really punching Vince in the face.
I'm with
Assuming that's again.
Shout out
Again.
for Vince for letting that go down. Because Vince, I
He
think
knew he was wrong.
Yeah, nah.
Well, I didn't when I was a kid, and we're gonna get the fuck out of it, but when I was a kid watching,
He trying to get that Scott Putski shit off.
Ew.
when
I
He
don't
trying to get his Polish ham off.
as a kid, I didn't know what I know now in terms of Vince McMahon. This week, I wonder. Don't do that. Don't do that. I wonder, but like we always talk about how Vince is. It's fair to say that Vince is a mark for Hollywood, right? Vince wants, at the end of the day, Vince wants his people to be in the mainstream. Has anybody talked about if Vince played the whole situation up for the cameras that have been following this motherfucker for however long? Like, it's one thing to screw.
They're saying that this Netflix stock that they're going to do about Vince, it'll have him going like how Jordan was like, I took it personal. Vince will be like, it was a setup the whole time.
No, not necessarily. I don't think he'll go that far.
Say that.
But if we watch whatever this Netflix thing is, and we find out like Stephanie McMahon, somebody slips up and says, "Oh, Vince asked where the cameras were when he left Bret Hart's locker room so he could walk by." Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Vince said, "Look, this motherfucker's making a documentary and he's leaving. We're about to make some fucking money." Because the doc came out, but the biggest story was Monday night's Bret screwed Bret. The little people walking out as Bret Hart, that whole situation playing, especially with fucking idiot ass Eric Bischoff not having Bret on TV for however long. Like, Vince milked the shit out of that, and I wouldn't be surprised if at that time he was like, "We about to get this fucking money. We about to get this bag." And then what happened immediately? Well, not immediately, but what happened? Mr. McMahon got created, and they started to have the greatest era of their time frame. I'm not saying Vince knew what was going to happen from the beginning, but I think Vince is the ultimate opportunist, and he made sure that that shit was on camera so they could get that shit off. That's the end of that bullshit. Before we get out of here, though, who are y'all Black Rasslins of the week?
Hey man, I gotta do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Cheeseburger, double deluxe cheeseburger,
Double cheese.
Cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? My nigga right here. You know what I mean? For y'all niggas that don't know, you know what I mean?
That nigga's 40 pounds.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Holding the belt, that nigga 40 pounds. My nigga Leon Ruff.
Facts. Salute.
I'm going to have to go with Jade Cargill.
Talk about it. Who you got, Drip? You got a Black Rasslin of the week, Drip? Not named Brittany Waters?
This motherfucker about to say one of the blacks from Japan.
That'd be Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks.
Close.
This nigga. It would have been Jay White, but you can't do that.
Starks.
Jay White will be a Black Rasslin of the week on they called us madmen.
Uh-huh.
My Black Wrestler of the Week is going to
is, the AKA for Mad Men. White Rasslin Podcast.
The White Wrestler. My Black Wrestler of the Week is AJ Styles' associate. I don't know what his name is because the WWE.
That's his name.
He is AJ Styles' associate until otherwise, and his name is going to be like Joe Williams. Facts.
Virgil the Third.
Slick 2. Diesel 4.
Tall Virgil.
Black Diesel.
Black Diesel is
Bleasel.
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 Bleasel. I'm AKA hashtag Bleasel Monday nights. But before we get out of here, can y'all please let the people know where they can find y'all on the social media?
Hey man, IlFam790, your social media choice, but more importantly, you know what I'm saying? More important. Yeah. You already know what it is. Where's Buffy.com? Where's Buffy.com? At Where's Buffy? On there at night.
Math.
Motherfucker.
And the him.
In the him. Drip, where they can find you at? I don't give a fuck if you a ghost.
On Twitter at Davis_Colton1. Instagram, Davis Colton DC. The podcast, they called us Madmen with me and Banks. Thanks for the logo, Matt.
Hey, cut his mic, man.
That logo was nice, though. That logo was nice.
He's super trash. This motherfucker gave me a thumbs up.
You're my buddy.
Wait. He called you buddy, too. And you ain't even say nothing. Nothing.
Because we out of here.
Nah. You was about to fight me because you thought I called you buddy when you said buddy first. This white man called you buddy. He said, "You're my buddy."
Like he owned you. He owned you, big head. He owned you.
Whoa.
He called you buddy is all I'm saying.
That's an underrated episode 1. That is an underrated episode. Don't ever call me buddy. Cal, you happy. And that's it. This sorry some bitch gave me a thumbs up, you piece of shit. Shout out to my nephew Banks. I see you, brother.
Wait, does that mean Math's going to be on that podcast at some point?
He said he'll never come. See, that's what I mean. So there we go right there.
Drip.
Son, I see they was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. We about to do the part. Whatever. I'm like, yo, y'all ready to get started? Nobody hit me back. Nobody hit me back. And E4 on there.
Drip.
That was always planned.
Drip. He's going to be on the podcast.
I'm not.
Nah.
He's lying.
Even if he wants someone, I won't let him on now.
He's lying. Just like there's no more Black Rasslin. There's no more.
See that? You see that? You gonna say he can't change your name?
See, like I said,
it out.
Like I said, I'm at Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackRasslin.com is the website, and as always, you can find the Black Rasslin Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, YouTube, wherever you get Deezer, wherever you get your podcast, we there. Shouts out to the True Stat Guy. Like I said, follow us on YouTube. Shouts out to the people that are rocking with us already on YouTube. Really appreciate all that. We'll catch y'all next week. Next week is the fucking tune in next week. It's gonna be an interesting episode. We'll catch y'all then.
200 on the way.
Talk about it. Road to 200.
Damn. Fucking.